Given our context, it's no surprise that many families ask, hey, can I baptize my child, my infant here at the church? And let me say this first. I totally know where they're coming from. A lot of my family tree was baptized as infants, so by no means would we ever minimize this or take anything away from it. Certainly I understand the significance from a family milestone point of view. But here's the issue. Here's how we make decisions at our church. We always start with the Bible and then allow the Bible to determine what our policy is. We don't start with a policy or a tradition and then kind of back our way into the Bible hoping that there's some sort of support. We always start with the Bible first. And because we do that, I have to tell you that the Bible is noticeably silent on the issue of baptizing infants and young children. It's not silent on baptism, but it's silent on baptizing infants and young children. And not silent as in, well, if you look for it, you could find it. But I mean silent. There's nothing there. And that's, I think, because of what baptism really is. Baptism is a public declaration of a person's faith. A person who has been transformed by Jesus Christ declares that publicly by saying, I'm all in with Jesus, and they get baptized. So that's kind of what baptism is and what it's designed to do. So as it pertains to young families with young children, what will we say? Well, here's what we're for. We are all for the family. And we are for families who stand up and in front of the church, whether symbolically or literally, stand up and say, hey, this child we realize is a gift from God, and God has entrusted this child into our family, our care, so that we will raise him or raise her up in the way that they should go and point him or her to Jesus Christ. We're for all of those things. But we just don't believe that baptism is the way to do that. We don't use baptism to accomplish that same goal. So what we do at our church is this. We dedicate parents and babies together, that together they would say, hey, hold us to this. This child that is a gift from God to us, we're asking and inviting the rest of the body of Christ here locally to hold us accountable to raise this child in the way that he or she should go. So I hope that makes sense, because we would never try to minimize or demean another tradition or another way of doing things, but we just are always going to start with the Bible and allow that to determine our policy. So I hope that clarifies some of your questions, but if you need to discuss this any further, we of course will be happy to do so. Thanks so much.